I want the viewers to know about Zayd ibn Thabit and his talent. Zayd ibn Thabit, brothers and sisters, is different than Zayd ibn Haritha.
No.
Zayd ibn Thabit is one of Al-Ansar, and he was orphaned when he was a child. Zayd ibn Haritha is the one whom Khadija gave him to the Prophet ﷺ as a slave. Then he set him free and he adopted him, and that was in Mecca.
Exactly.
What was the talent of Zayd ibn Thabit?
He was multi-talented, because Zayd ibn Thabit, he had the talent of learning languages very quickly. So the Prophet ﷺ
He was a fast learner.
He was a very fast learner.
Very sharp memory.
Sharp memory. He
and good
had
handwriting.
Good handwriting, exactly. And he was expert in spelling too. And it was, we'll talk about this, but anyhow, Zayd ibn Thabit radiallahu ta'ala learned about the language of the Jews. So the Prophet ﷺ commanded him. It has been reported that he studied it all and could have full mastery of the language in just 17 days. And he was a very young man.
The Prophet ﷺ, when he walked into Medina, he spotted this young man, Zayd ibn Thabit, and he saw the sharpness in his eye. He said, "Come." And when he figured out, he has this great memory, he said, "I want you to learn the language of the Jews." How long would it take any of us, and you're a professor of linguistics, to learn any language?
So many years.
Perhaps you have to marry somebody who speaks the language.
Subhanallah.
Zayd ibn Thabit learned the language of the Jews in Medina in a couple of weeks.
Exactly.
Then and he became his writer. So if he wants to write to the Jews a book, he would write it to them in their language. Ta'ala ya Zayd, come and write down.
What is more amazing and important, Sheikh Muhammad, about Zayd is not only the language, subhanallah. He had a task, and I was talking to Sheikh Ibrahim, that we talk about how the Sahaba sacrificed and they did a lot of efforts. But we did not know about their mental efforts in contributing to the Ummah. Subhanallah, the Arabs were, and it was an Ummah which were actually depend on their memory, and they had the oral tradition. So Zayd was the foundation for the first steps for the Ummah to have its book written.
He had
the
both,
Quran,
the memory and the writing.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes I think about the Prophet's choice to Zayd ibn Thabit and projecting him and sharpening his talent as he was preparing him for a bigger mission than just learning, because he also learned the Persian language. You know, the Persian emperor have sent a messenger, and he stayed in Medina for about 18 days. In 18 days, Zayd ibn Thabit was speaking and communicating with the Persian ambassador in Persian, only in 18 days. So he had learned the Hebrew in 15 days and Persian in 18 days. Some people, Allah the Almighty granted them this talent. Great memory, very sharp. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam was preparing him for the greater task which will come after the death of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the task of compiling the Quran. And it wasn't an easy task, but guess what? Zayd ibn Thabit led a team where he was able to collect every ayah that was written and memorized by any of the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he finally put them all in one volume. This process of compiling the Quran does not mean that it relied on only the memory of Zayd, but Zayd was the master of the team, was the chief of the team.